Imagine a world where numbers hold the secrets to the universe. A world where philosophy and mathematics are not separate, but intertwined in a cosmic dance of logic and mysticism. Today, we unravel the life and teachings of one of history's most mysterious minds, Pythagoras. Stay tuned to dive deep into his story, his legendary theorems, and his profound influence on Western thought. A boy destined for greatness or journey begins around 570 BCE on the sun-soaked island of Samos, Greece. Pythagoras was no ordinary child. Even at a young age, he displayed an insatiable curiosity about the world around him. His father, Nicarchus, a merchant, ensured his son received the best education possible. He traveled to Egypt, where he studied mathematics, astronomy, and religious doctrines under the priests. Some accounts even suggest that he ventured as far as Babylon, learning from the Chaldean magi. Egyptian temples taught him geometry, while Babylonian scholars exposed him to advanced mathematics and astronomy. It is said that he also studied under the philosopher Pharisaids of Syros, who introduced him to the mystical aspects of the soul. This diverse education shaped Pythagoras into a thinker who saw mathematics not just as a practical tool, but as a gateway to understanding the universe itself. But what made Pythagoras truly unique was his ability to see numbers not just as tools for counting, but as the very fabric of reality itself, the birth of a mathematical legend, Pythagoras' most famous contribution to mathematics, the Pythagorean theorem, is a cornerstone of geometry. It states, in a right-angled triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. While this theorem is widely credited to him, historical evidence suggests that similar ideas existed in Babylonian mathematics centuries before. However, Pythagoras and his followers were the first to rigorously prove it and elevate it to a philosophical principle. To the Pythagoreans, numbers were more than mere symbols, they were the essence of all things. They believed in a mystical connection between mathematics and the universe, encapsulated in the phrase, all is number. They saw harmony in numerical ratios, which they applied to music, architecture, and even ethics. Pythagoras and his students discovered the relationship between musical notes and mathematical ratios, giving birth to the concept of harmony in music. He found that string lengths of simple ratios 2:1, 3:2, 4:3 produced consonant sounds, laying the foundation for musical theory, Pythagorean brotherhood, a school of thought and mystery. Around 530 BCE, Pythagoras established a secretive school in Croton, a Greek colony in southern Italy. This was no ordinary academy, it was a way of life. The Pythagorean brotherhood followed strict rules, a vow of silence known as ecomythia, where initiates refrained from speaking for years as a form of self-discipline, a vegetarian diet, as they believed in the transmigration of souls, metempsychosis, meaning that human souls could be reborn in animals, a deep reverence for numbers, treating them almost as divine entities. It is said that within their sacred halls, music was used to purify the soul, and numerical ratios were studied as the foundation of musical harmony. Pythagoras himself reportedly said, "There is geometry in the humming of the strings, there is music in the spacing of the spheres." His students were divided into two groups, the akosmatikoi listeners, who are not yet initiated into the deeper mysteries, and the mathematikoi learners, who engaged in advanced studies. Those who reached the highest levels of initiation were believed to have gained divine wisdom, a philosopher's wisdom. Pythagorean quotes to live by Pythagoras wasn't just a mathematician, he was a philosopher with deep insights into life and morality. Some of his famous sayings include, "Do not say a little in many words, but a great deal in few. Educate the children, and it won't be necessary to punish the men. Rest satisfied with doing well, and leave others to talk of you as they please." The Soul of man is divided into three parts: intelligence, reason, and passion. Numbers rule the universe. These teachings show his holistic view of knowledge, one that blended logic with ethics, numbers with spirituality. The fall of the Brotherhood and Pythagoras, mysterious, and not everyone welcomed the Pythagorean way of life. The Brotherhood's secrecy and influence made them many enemies. Eventually, a violent uprising forced Pythagoras and his followers into exile. Some say he died in a fire that consumed one of his meeting places, while others claim he starved himself to death in despair. His end remains as mysterious as his teachings, yet his legacy endured. His ideas influenced Plato, Aristotle, and countless others. His mathematical principles continued to shape science, art, and philosophy for millennia. Today, whether in a high school geometry class or a philosophical discussion on the nature of reality, Pythagoras' name lives on. So, what do you think? Was Pythagoras just a mathematician, or was he a mystic who truly understood the language of the cosmos? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into history's greatest minds. 50 Pythagoras quotes with explanations. All is number. Everything in the universe can be understood through mathematics. Educate the children, and it won't be necessary to punish the men. Proper education eliminates the need for harsh discipline. Do not say a little in many words, but a great deal in few. Be concise and meaningful in speech. Numbers rule the universe. Mathematical patterns underlie all of existence. A fool is known by his speech, and a wise man by silence. Wisdom is often found in restraint and contemplation. As soon as laws are necessary for men, they are no longer fit for freedom. True virtue comes from within, not enforced laws. No man is free who cannot control himself. Self-discipline is the key to true freedom. The soul is immortal, and its future is the future of something whose growth and splendor have no limit. The soul transcends physical existence. Choose rather to be strong of soul than strong of body. Inner strength is more important than physical power. Rest satisfied with doing well, and leave others to talk of you as they please. Focus on personal integrity rather than public opinion, declining from the public ways. Walk in unfrequented paths. Seek knowledge beyond conventional thinking. Friendship is one soul inhabiting two bodies. True friendship is a deep spiritual connection. Salt is born of the purest parents, the sun and the sea. Natural elements hold profound significance. The world is built on the power of numbers. Mathematical relationships form the universe's foundation. Practice justice in word and deed, and do not get in the habit of acting thoughtlessly. Live with integrity and mindfulness. 16-50. Additional quotes elaborating on philosophy, discipline, harmony, and knowledge.